Hi, I'm Scotty Irving. I call the show Clang Quartet. The first instrument I showed any real interest in was trombone. My mother had fears of me coming home and making noises as if a goose had been stuck in a blender, and kind of steered me away from that and made me think more along the lines of something I might actually find myself enjoying. I think I have an energy level that bothers some people. If I am really serious about something, I will stick with it to the point of almost crushing it to death. We've all got demons. We don't necessarily think of them in the same way, but we've all got demons. In the 7th grade, I went in for this progress report to find out whether or not I had a learning deficiency of some sort. Case summary. January 15th, 1981. Scotty has not done well in school. He was tried on Ritalin in the 4th grade. He was at one time a member of the Boy Scouts at the urging of his parents, but no longer participates. Scotty's parents are concerned about his nonchalant attitude towards school. Some statements from his teachers and parents suggest that Scotty is bored. Scotty needs to have his self-confidence and assertiveness developed. His drawing tests appear to compensate for feelings of inadequacy. He finds nothing to challenge him. Several of his responses indicated anxiety and a low level of confidence in some social relations. He related he enjoys getting up in front of people. He also related that God had removed some scratches from his records because of a good deed that Scotty performed. Proverbs 14:26. In the fear of the Lord is strong confidence. His children shall have a place of refuge. I grew up in a Christian home. I knew who Jesus was. I knew what the Bible was. Had no doubt in my mind what the whole thing was about. Did not care anything about pursuing it other than just having it as knowledge. I had just enough faith to believe, but not enough to act upon it. I had just come home from the beach. I came in, I had gotten on my knees to actually get something out from under my bed, and I felt something pressing me on the shoulder. I thought it was someone trying to get my attention. Well, I looked behind me and there was nothing there. The next thing I have is someone pushing me on the floor. And yet I can't see them. I feel something physically holding me down. I then saw what could be only described as a blinding white light, and I heard a voice that said, "Don't you think you've waited long enough?" No one had to tell me who that was. Noise is not an unpleasant thing for me. Noise, of course, is a word that a lot of people use very loosely. Little Richard got called noise. My definition of improvisation means you start from scratch. You have no earthly idea where it's going to go. You have no earthly idea necessarily where it even came from. You're going out there, if you will pardon the analogy, completely naked. Improvisation, like Christianity, takes a lot of faith. You can fall flat on your face. You can also build incredibly large things on top of it. We're talking mountains, we're talking skyscrapers, whatever you want it to be. A lot of my regular life is not improvised. A lot of it is very structured. I pretty much have a schedule that allows me to not be spontaneous anymore, at least not until I get on stage, and suddenly I can be the adventurous person I so desire to be. Clang Quartet for me is an attempt at doing something based on my spiritual beliefs and also my love of improvisational music. I felt like for years I wasn't able to do anything musically that really said thank you to Jesus the way I wanted it to be done. That sometimes means you're going to get some ridicule. It means you're going to get laughed at. Oftentimes it's not because someone is insulted by what you're doing and just thinks that you're stupid for doing it. There are people that laugh at things like that because they don't know any other way to relate to it. They're in shock. Ephesians 6:11 through 17. Put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The reason the armor of God has no back on it of any form or fashion is because the idea is you're wearing the armor of God. You're not allowed to run. You can't turn around and head back to a place of safety. You have on the armor of God. You have on all you need as long as you are standing forward. Otherwise, it's not going to do any good. A lot of what I see coming out of Christian music depresses me immensely. I am performing something that is, for the most part, against what most people perceive as Christian entertainment. I want stereotypes broken in so many pieces, I don't want them recognizable. If I have to do that alone, I am more than willing to do that. From Revelations 4:11, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for Thou hast created all things, and for Thy pleasure they are and were created. That pretty much says to me anything I use to glorify God, I can pretty much use whatever I want. Here's an object you've seen before, or maybe you have an idea of what it is, but here's how I'm going to use it. I'm not saying everybody who sees the show is going to get it, because they probably aren't. They can walk up to me and ask me if they're not afraid of me. To say the least, when I became a Christian, that changed every single thing about my life. I was a wretched little man. I still am, but at least now I'm aware of it. My list of things might seem pretty, minute compared to someone who's serving a life sentence in prison for something, but I still feel like I, as a person, have a long way to go. When the Clang Quartet idea started popping into my head, the first couple of times I'm like, man, I can't do that. That just simply will not fly. Now it's as if someone has said to me, you have nothing to be afraid of. Get out there and show them you have nothing to be afraid of.